called the two categories. For example, if the benefit is the benefit of expenditure is exhausted within a year, it is treated as an expenses. On the other hand, the benefit of expenditure lasts more than 1 year, treated as an asset. Such purchase of machinery, furniture, etc. These are called example of the expenditure. If the benefit of expenditure is exhausted within a year, it is treated as an expenses. If the benefit of expenditure is exhausted within a year, is called expenditure. Expenses. Next, the expenditure is exhausted if the benefit of expenditure is exhausted more than 1 year, is called asset. It treated as called asset. These are the purchase of machinery is an asset, purchase of land and building is also asset, purchase of furniture is also called expenses. Some expenses, salary, rent and commission paid, interest paid, these are called the expenses. These are called expenditure. These are called expenditure. Next, what is profit? ಅಂದರೆ ಇವುಗಳಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು ಗಳಿಸಬೇಕಾದರೆ ಅನೇಕ ವಿಧವಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್? What is profit? The excess of revenue of a period over its treated related expenses during and accounting year is a profit. The excess of revenue a period over its related expenses during an accounting year is called a profit. Profit is also increases in the investment of the owners. Sometime the profit, the loss will be decrease the capital. The profit will be increase the investment of the owners or increase the capital. The excess of revenue of a period over its related to a expenses during an accounting year is a profit. The profit is excess of revenue over the expenses of a given period of time is called a profit. Profit. What is profit? Profit is the excess of revenue excess of revenue over the expenses of a given period of time, is called profit. Usually the profit a year. For this reason, profit is also termed as a net profit. Profit result increase in the owner's capital, and profit may gross profit or operating profit or net profit. Next, the ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಲಾಭ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ ಆದಾಯಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಖರ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆಯಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ, ಖರ್ಚಿಗಿಂತ ಆದಾಯ ಅಥವಾ ಖರ್ಚಿಗಿಂತ ಆದಾಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೆಂತೀವಿ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಓವರ್ ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್. ಖರ್ಚಿಗಿಂತ ಆದಾಯವು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಈ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ದಿ ಓನರ್ಸ್ equity or the increase the capital. Next to loss. What is loss? The excess of expenses of a period over its related revenue is termed as loss. The excess of expenses of a period over its related revenue is termed as loss. In other words, the cost which are consumed expired without benefiting the enterprises, without any benefiting the enterprises should be regarded as a loss. For example, the destroyed by the fire and uninsured is for this loss, example of the loss. From the expenditure is also the losses, goods by fire, the theft, the goods damaged, paid or payable to others, the example of the losses. Losses reduce the revenue, reduce the capital. Losses can be normal loss and abnormal losses. Normal losses are losses that occur in the normal course of business due to the inherent defect in the goods or dealt by in the business, such as oil, coal, gas, etc. Loss due to leakage, evaporation, spoilage, breakage, etc. are example of the normal losses. Normal losses that occur in the normal course of business due to inherent defect in the goods dealt by the business. Next, abnormal losses are exceptional losses or extraordinary losses which arises due to exceptional or extraordinary circumstances. The fire, floods, storm, accident, theft, these are called abnormal losses. Losses can be classified to two groups. One is normal losses. Normal loss. Second one is abnormal losses. Abnormal losses. Normal losses occurred in the normal course of business is due to the inherent defect in the goods or dealt by in the business. So, for example, oil, coal, gas, etc. Loss due to leakage, evaporation, spoilage, breakage, etc. is the normal losses. The abnormal losses are exceptional losses or extraordinary losses which arise due to exceptional or extraordinary circumstances like fire, floods and earthquake, and also some of the accident, theft is called abnormal losses. Example, oil leakage, next abnormal losses, earthquake, theft, fire, and so on. Such losses are shown on the profit and loss account on the debit side of the profit and loss account. Next, gain. What is gain? A profit that arises from the sale of fixed assets or any other articles is called gain, because sometimes we have to purchase the assets at more than the purchase price, that will be arises the gain. And purchase of lottery is also, winning a lottery is also called a gain. So that gain is a profit arises from revenue or the transaction which are incidental to a business, such is called, or sale of fixed assets or winning court case, appreciation in the value of the asset, these are called the gain. ಇದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಎಂತವಿ ಲಾಭ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸ್ಥಿರಾಸ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಹಣಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಎಂತವಿ ಲಾಭ ಅಥವಾ ಗೇನ್ ಅಂತ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸ್ಥಿರ ವ್ಯವಹಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸ್ಥಿರಾಸ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಹಣಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಗೇನ್ ಅಂತ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. A profit is arises from events or transactions which are incidental to a business, such is called the gain. Gain may be the incidental to the business. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಮಾಡಬಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಕೆಲವು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಯಾವುದೇ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ಅದರ ನಮೂದಿಸಿ ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಬೆಲೆಗಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಬೆಲೆಗೆ ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಗೇನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಎಂತವೆ, ಇದು ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟಲ್, ಆಕಸ್ಮಿಕವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯವಹಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ವಿಧವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರೀತಿಯ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಹಣಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಎಂತವಿ ಗೇನ್ ಅಂತ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ನೋಡಿ, ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಾಟ್ರಿ, ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಆಕಸ್ಮಿಕವಾಗಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಲಾಟ್ರಿನ ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅದು ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಗೇನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಿರಾಸ್ತಿಯ ಮೌಲ್ಯಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಬೆಲೆಗೆ ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಗೇನ್ ಲಾಭ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಅಥವಾ ವಿನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕೇಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಕೋರ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಗೆದ್ದಾಗ ಕೂಡ ನಮಗೆ ಗೇನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಸೂಚಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಅಥವಾ ಅಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳ ಮೌಲ್ಯ ನಮೂದಿಸಿದ ಬೆಲೆಗಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಬೆಲೆಗೆ ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಎಂತವಿ ಗೇನ್ ಅಂತ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಎ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ದಟ್ ಅರೈಸಸ್, ಎ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ದಟ್ ಅರೈಸಸ್ from events or transaction which are incidental to business, incidental to business, incidental to business is called gain. Example, increase the asset value or appreciation next. Another example, winning court case. These are called the gain or sold of any fixed assets. Sold of any fixed asset. These are called the gains. Next class shall I continue.